Hastings and his connection to the Boston FBI office a little bit later on. One last thing before we move on to the ChumpLine. Breaking news out of South Carolina. You know, the governor, Henry McMaster, he's a Republican, kind of old school Republican governor. He's being sued today by a state employee. Do you know why he's being sued by the state employee? He has ordered state employees to return to work after their year-long vacation. So you can imagine how that's going over. The lawsuit was filed by a city of Charleston, a College of Charleston employee. I thought the academics only cared about the children and wanted to cancel the student loan debt and all this. And she was supported by you guessed it, the American Civil Liberties Union. They want to support people's rights to get paid for not going to work for a second year if you're in the public sector. Time now for the ChumpLine.
Howie, I had a shot yesterday on the rocks with a splash. I'm going to have 2 tonight.
Did you get the Jim Beam shot or the old Overholt shot? You know, I got a Moderna shot. I got a J&J.
He got the J&B.
Very good. That's better than the ones I came up with, Taylor.
Hunter Biden smoked Parmesan. Isn't American cheese good enough for him?
Oh, there you go. Everybody's having fun with Hunter Biden and his work of fiction, which is in the nonfiction section. It so impressed Brian Stelter. It was the most impressive work that he's picked up since Andrew Cuomo's memoir on the panic. The ChumpLine is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer, and we're down to the final 3 weeks for your chance to go fishing with Captain Dave. This week we're playing Where's Marciano? The challenge is harder, so the points are higher. Go to MatthewsBrothers.com and click Contact Us for more information.
Gee, I guess the Black Lives Matter, but Black Lives businesses, not so much.
BLM is MLB spelled backwards, as a number of people have mentioned over the last few days. It sometimes seems that's appropriate, doesn't it?
Hi, Howie. Governor Patrick calling. Wow, the Red Sox are having a hard time filling the seats at Fenway Park. If the crowds get any smaller, people might mistake it for opening night of a Howie Carr movie. We're going to be fine.
The Howie Carr movie? I was merely an actor in the movie. It was not my film. And, there were 2 movies. And Civil Action, I know it didn't do all that well at the box office, but it was number 1 on an off week, $15 million. And until King Kong versus Godzilla this week, I don't think a movie had grossed $15 million in a year at the box office over a weekend.
Charlie Parker here. I tell you, occasionally I've been disappointed with Gropey, my son, and what he's gotten into. But I tell you, I've never seen him try to take a line of Parmesan, if you know what I mean.
I'm just looking at. We have a shot of Gropey here. Where's he talking about his grandfather, his father? Where the hell is that? I can't find it. We'll find it.
Is it a crisis at the border or just a taco eating contest?
I mentioned that earlier. Speaking of lawsuits being filed, the survivor of someone who died in a minor league baseball team's taco eating contest in Fresno, California, filed suit. And so first there was We for a We, and that was a radio station about 10 years ago, and now it's a taco eating contest. I found this. Now think about this. Baker's talking about how his father wants to hug his grandkids. And then you think one of the grandkids is Gropey Baker. That's how Gropey got into trouble, was trying to hug somebody, right? Or allegedly trying to hug somebody. Cut 12. It's a sign. It's this vaccine. It really makes me happy. I know I had to bend
I
over.
think for all of us, there's simply no question that the arrival in such a short period of time of a vaccine that works is a giant sigh of relief. And I have heard the same thing from friends of mine who've been vaccinated. I heard it from my father, who said that getting vaccinated was, for him, it was the first signal, the first sign that he might actually be able to hug his grandchildren.
He can hug Gropey, but Gropey, that doesn't mean you can hug anybody ever again, especially on a commercial airliner.
If it's worth throwing out one sports event, it's worth throwing them all out.
I agree. There should be no more Braves games, no more Hawks games, no more Falcons games, no more Masters, no more Georgia Bulldogs. Everything must go in Georgia. It's a rainy night in Georgia with no sports.
Paul Pierce lost his job because he posted a video of smoking, drinking, and half-naked woman. Does he know Burisma's hiring?
Yeah, if you didn't see that, Paul Pierce, the Celtics great, got fired from ESPN because he posted something on Instagram or some site like that, and he was just partying it up and having a good time. And yeah, you know what? That's an excellent point. He was behaving like Hunter Biden, only I don't think anybody accused Paul Pierce of smoking crack or smoking Parmesan cheese on the floor looking for crack. He was just having a cigarette or something. Maybe he was having a different kind of cigarette, but
one of those funny smelling cigarettes.
Yeah, but the funny smelling cigarettes are increasingly illegal in more parts of the country all the time, whereas crack has got a ways to go.
Can we now say that Biden's going to plagiarize Trump's wall?
Yeah, in case you haven't heard, the Homeland Security Secretary says that they're going to have to build back part of the wall. You know, kind of like they had to build back the Remain in Mexico program that they ended on day one, and kind of like they had to restore the bribes that the foreign aid they were paying to Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador to keep the indigents in those third world hellholes where they belong.
The only kind of cough drop that could fix Charlie Barker's squeaky voice is Fisherman's Friend menthol lozenges.
See, he is his friend, the invisible fisherman that nobody could ever find, and then menthol cigarettes, which he led the campaign to outlaw them. First state in the union to outlaw menthol cigarettes. Guess what that means? It means a boon in menthol cigarette sales in neighboring states.
Hey, Howie, that pastor in Calgary would be a great play-by-play announcer when the Red Sox are at bat. Out! Out! Out!
Hey, they won last night. Come on. You know, so much for those dreams of them going 0-162.
That was your last ChumpLine message. Thank you for calling Howie Carr, you chump.
Someone wants to know, when is the midnight train leaving for Georgia? He's on the midnight train for Georgia. I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mine, according to Gladys Knight and the Pips. That's it for the ChumpLine today. The ChumpLine is the recorded voicemail message service of the Howie Carr Show. You can call and leave a message at any hour of the day or night, including weekends. Any hour of the day or night, as long as it's between 1 and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The number is 844-500-4242, 844-500-4242. Press 2 for the ChumpLine. Leave your message. We may or may not play it at this time each weekday. And if you didn't hear your message on the ChumpLine today, or you just like to hear ChumpLine messages that were on the cutting room floor, like the interview with the Democrats in Florida at 60 Minutes that they cut out. You can hear Chopped Chumps, the messages that didn't make the Chump Line you just heard, at 7 o'clock every weekday evening, wherever you get your Howie Carr Show podcast, Chopped Chumps. The Chump Line is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer. And we're down to the final 3 weeks for your chance to go fishing with Captain Dave. This week, we're playing Where's Marciano? The challenge is harder, so the points are higher. Go to MatthewsBrothers.com and click Contact Us for more information.
If it's worth throwing out one sports event, it's worth throwing them all out.
I agree. Officer Mark wants to know, Howie, in what part of the auditorium building did Charlie Parker get his shot in? What was there a specific place, Governor Parker? Bacon?
In a room. In a room.
In a room. In a room. Okay. Thank you, Governor Parker. I'm Howie Carr.
Be a part of the show. Call 844-500-4242. And mind your manners.
People lose teeth talking like that. If you want to hang around, you'll be polite.
The Howie Carr Show will return.